everyone, welcome back. Thanks for watching if you watched last week. And now this week we have a brand new recipe for you. I'm really excited to share this with you and I hope you enjoy it. Today I'm going to be making a grilled pork taco with roasted veggies, fresh salsa, and lime crema. Let's make dinner. Here's everything that we're going to need for the tacos. The first thing we're going to start with is a baking sheet, as well as some parchment paper to line the baking sheet. Then we've got a bowl, various measuring spoons. Also going to need a half cup. I have a juicer here to juice our limes, but you don't have to use one of these. You could just do it in your hands and just make sure the seeds don't get in. And then we have a skillet, a large mixing bowl, a colander, a cutting board with a chef's knife, a grater to grate our cheese, a spatula, a mixing spoon, and I have a couple of pot holders here. Here are our ingredients. We've got some sharp cheddar cheese, some sweet frozen corn, a pint of organic grape tomatoes, 2 limes, some Greek yogurt, just plain flavored, 2 bell peppers, a medium red onion, then we've got our pork chops, and then you're going to need some olive oil, some coconut oil, some salt, and some corn tortillas. And then for spices, we are going to use black pepper, cumin, chili powder, and garlic powder. So I'm just gonna preheat our oven to 425. And then I put parchment paper onto our baking sheet. Alright, so now I'm going to wash our peppers along with our tomatoes and our limes. In our small bowl, we're going to combine the spices. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 2 teaspoons of salt, and a half teaspoon of black pepper. So we're just going to mix this together. Now we have our spice mixture. So now we're going to cut up our bell peppers. So we're going to take our chef's knife and cut into the side here to try to kind of cut around the seeds in the middle. Now that we've got the seeds out of the peppers, we're just going to slice them into strips. Alright, so now we have all our peppers sliced up. We're actually going to stick it into a bowl. And then I'm going to cut off the top part here. And then I'm going to just slice it right in half. Just peel this. Then we can break it up and it's like thin little strips. Now we're just going to put this into our bowl. Using this organic sweet yellow corn. I like to use organic as much as possible, but obviously you can use any variety of corn. You don't have to use the Whole Foods organic. So we're just going to put a half a cup right into there. And I'm gonna put a tablespoon of olive oil onto our veggies. And then we're gonna also toss that with the spice mixture, but half of it. So then we're just going to kind of toss this all up. So with the oil, the spice mixture should stick. What we're going to do is take this mixture and lay it out on our baking sheet that has the parchment paper. Gonna flatten this out as much as possible and try to not have the parchment paper slip too much. Alright, so we're just gonna do that, and having the parchment paper is gonna help you with cleanup and also that this stuff doesn't actually stick to your pan. Alright, so our oven has preheated to 425, so we're gonna stick this in for 18 to 20 minutes. Now for our crema, we're going to zest 1 lime. To our zested lime, we are going to add a half cup of just plain Greek yogurt. And then we'll just season this with some salt and some pepper. So a half teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. So we'll just mix all this up. This is all set for right now. We're gonna set that aside. I'm just going to actually juice the lemon that we just zested. So if you cut it. So you just want to roll it just to kind of get the juices flowing, and then cut it in half. And then in my case, I'm just going to use this juicer, but if you wanted to, you could just squeeze it and use like a combination like with a fork. Just stick the fork in it and kind of use that. So you don't need one of these fancy juicers. I just happen to have one because of wedding registry. So I'm going to use it because now we have our lime juice from 1 lime. So we'll just set that aside. Now we have our tomatoes, and we're just going to halve them. So we have them, and then we're just going to stick them into a bowl. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the lime juice that we made before and actually just put it right in there. Now we have our other half of the onion. We're actually going to mince up some of this. Now we have our onions all minced up. We're going to add that to our tomatoes that we poured in the lime juice on top of. We gave this a stir, and if you were going to use cilantro, you would have put that into this as well. It's just 1 small bunch, and you're just going to mince it up. Like I said, we are not really fans of cilantro, so I'm skipping it, but feel free to add it if you like. So now we're going to take 1, well actually 2, but the 1 teaspoon measure, and put some oil. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of olive oil, half teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Alright, and so we're just going to give this a nice little stir. And then this is basically all set. We're just going to set it aside. Now we're going gonna take our sharp cheddar cheese and we're going to grate it. For the lime, we used this small side. Now for the cheese, I think I'm gonna use the bigger side. So. Alright, so now we've got about half of the block shredded up. And some of this has a lot of fat on it, so I'm actually going to cut that part off. And kind of set that aside. Alright, so now we have our pork cut up, and like I said, we're going to bring back our bowl that we had the veggies in, and we're just going to put it all in there. So now we have our large skillet, and we're going to turn it on to medium heat. So we're just going to go down to 4 and let that heat up. Our pan, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. And we're going to let that melt up in our pan. Oil has melted in our pan, and we're just going to stick in our pork. So I actually just cut into one, and you can see that it looks like it is white all the way through. There's no more pink. So I think that these are going to be done. All right, we're on the last step right before plating. So I took my tortillas and I just counted out 6 because me and my husband are eating this evening. I'm just going to wrap it in a damp paper towel. So I have it wrapped in a paper towel, and I'm going to put it on a plate and put it into the microwave. Okay, now, so to plate this, we are just going to take our plate and we're going to take 3 tortillas, take some of your pork, and just pile on some of our vegetables. Don't forget to get some of that corn on there. Some of our tomato salsa here. Put some of our crema. Alright, so now this is what we have so far, and we're just gonna add our cheese right on top. And there you have it, a nice pork taco. Now we're ready to eat. You'll also notice I put out some chips and salsa. I think that would go great with this as well. The moment of truth, hubby is testing it. Of course he's adding his own salsa. So, he's a character if you can't tell.
How do I even eat this?
I don't know. Whoa! Big bites over here. So, what do you think? All right, you heard it from the source. Hubby likes it. To wrap on our tacos, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up below. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. If there's a specific recipe you'd like to see me make, please leave it in the comments below. Hope you have a great day and see you next time.